Hey guys, welcome back to Larry TCG. In today's video we're going to be discussing some potential pickups for the OP14 set, just projecting, seeing if we can get ahead of some of the market trends. Now, since OP14's come out and we've seen some leader reveals, we have seen a number of things spike in the market, and it happens every single set. Every time we see a new leader and some new support, a lot of things around it tend to spike, even before we might see the support coming out of the set that it's printed in. But in saying that, I think it's still interesting and it's still worth looking into the market just to see if there's something that we can pick up early and save us a bit of time. So this OP14 set, this Soukai no Shichiketsu, looks really cool actually. We've got a lot of the leaders were revealed this week actually, and we're getting more and more support. We're getting SRs, we're getting a bunch of rares, we're getting a lot of different events and stuff come out for these leaders. So I think their effects are making a little bit more sense, but we still would like to see a little bit more support, especially for maybe Crocodile and Gecko Moria specifically. A couple of the other leaders are quite generic, so we can make it work with what we have and what's already been announced, but we do need to see more for Gecko and Croc, I believe. Anyway, let's get started. It won't be a long video, just wanted to go over some things that I think might be worth picking up and looking into. So first one's Mihawk. I'll go over some of the, cards we all know and love at the top row, and just some cards that I think might be actually pretty decent for the deck, just based on what we've seen and what the leader does. So you've got your heavy hitters in green, of course. You've got Hody, you've got your 8-cost Mihawk, which synergizes extremely well with the leader. The Hody is actually really cool because you can play it and then it fulfills the requirement of having a 5-cost on the field. So if we've got this new stage out, the Coffin Boat, you're able to rest that and then you're able to restand 3 more of your Don. So essentially you get a massive swing, or you get more Don to throw onto your things to do big swings when you're going for games. So kind of like Smoker in the way that you get more Don when you play it. So really, really potent card, I think, for that deck. Mihawk's obviously really good. You get a bunch of Don, which is really, really strong. Doffy, you freeze a bunch of things, and then you can restand some of your Don, of course, which is obviously really good. Same sort of thing with Law and Beppo. Even better if you're a 6k base and your opponent is playing a slash leader, means that if you rest something, they've got 2, you become an 8k base until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is really good. Just noting that the Mihawk and the Law and Beppo are slash searchable, meaning that you're able to get them out with Perona. Law and Beppo is also a supernova target in case we're trying to play like a 2-cost Kid Killer, or, you know, sort of a supernova package with Bonnie, so that's worth noting. Similarly, we've got this Law 6-cost, which comes out in OP12. I think this card's really strong because it allows you a breadth of versatility. It just says bounce something and play a character with 5 or less from your hand rested. So that can be anything, literally anything you can think of. So I put a couple of examples here. Just there's obviously a whole lot of cards you can play off it, and even, you know, ones that aren't here, things like 5-cost Bonnie, a bunch of even lower than 5-cost units. I've got one here actually, the Uta. So, you know, anything you can think of that you want to play, you definitely can. But I just put some ones here that I thought might be interesting. So the Smoker is obviously really good, quite a big body as well. So if you do play it rested, that you're not having to try so hard to protect it because it's already a 7k base. You get an extra Don from the Smoker as well, so it just gives you more and more Don to play with. Your Uta here, it says on play you can rest, this is from OP13 actually, my bad, so we're just getting this set actually this week, so the Law and the Uta. So the Uta says on play you can stand 2 of your Don as active, and then you can't play character cards with a base cost of 5 or more during this turn. And it's got an on KO, it says play a character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So that's pretty good. Comes out rested too, sorry, the card you play. It's not too bad. You can play that out off the Law and get some more Don back. Bonnie as well. If you fulfill the requirement, you can draw 2, pitch 1 and get a Don. I've got a couple of events down here. Now obviously Green has 1,000,001 events, including, you know, Paradise Waterfall, Spiderweb, DMG, all of those really good events, but I just thought I'd put a couple more down here just to consider. This Gum Gum Elephant Gun's really cool. It says you pay 2 and you rest one of your opponent's characters with 5 or less, and then you stand 2 of your Don at end of turn. So just more Don to play with as a counter as well. So if you've got this aggressive main event, you can stand more Don for your defensive events later. It's a little bit similar to what we already have in the reveals, which rests a base 7k, I believe. One of the Mihawk events, so might not be one you play, but it's definitely something that you can consider. And we've got this sort of mini Luna. I know you're strong, so I'll go all out from the start. So it says you pay 1, you rest 2 of your Don, and then up to 2 of your opponent's 7 or less won't become active next turn. So that's a little Luna there, which is searchable by Supernova and Straw Hat, which is good. And it's a 3k counter on your leader during battle. So just some options for Mihawk. I think Mihawk's very, very open because he's green mono, and he, you know, a lot of the green cards are quite generic. So we'll have to see how lists look. I think they'll look a bit different than each other, and it won't be a set sort of list to play, but lots of really cool options for sure. So the next one is, we've got Boa and Gecko Moria. So Boa is the second leader that I believe is very open-ended. She's blue-yellow, so it means that you can play a lot of these cards, and based on the reveals that we've seen, the deck is going to revolve a lot around triggers and being able to, you know, proc the leader effect on your opponent's turn to draw a card and being able to make them take a life. So I think when I'm looking at the card pool that we have right now, we can kind of speculate on how the deck's going to play. And maybe we can pick up some cards ahead of time to see, just to have them ready to go in case, you know, we do end up playing them. So in a previous video, I mentioned that the EBO3 Boa, the 6/8, pairs really well with this OP14 Boa, the blocker, so it's worth picking them up. I should note too that I've got a lot of the alt arts here, but a lot of the cards have printings that, you know, come from either their original sets or have been reprinted in PRB. So if you see the alt arts here, don't stress. It's, you know, it's not the only print of some cards, or most of them actually. So please pick up the lower rarity if that suits you better. But some of these alts are beautiful. Perfume Femur, of course, I think it's going to be a deck that revolves around aggroing your opponent to 0 life and then maybe going for a big Perfume Femur swing. Having access to this in engine is really good too. Boa Hancock from the PRB set. This one's really good. Initially it was like, we thought the trigger, having to discard a trigger might be, you know, a bit inconsistent. But the way that Boa is sort of panning out, it kind of looks like we're going to have a lot of triggers available. So this one's pretty good actually, and it might be something decent that you can play off the Marigold as well. The one that plays a 6 cost or less Boa from your hand. So that's pretty good. Good stat line too, 5/7, really nice. Got this OP13 Boa, just says if your leader's multicolored or Boa Hancock, you can draw 2, which is pretty nice. It's nothing crazy, it's just a 3/5, no counter, but just an option to get a bit of card draw. This S-Snake, this one's alright, it's from OP13 as well. It says on play and when attacking, you can turn 1 card from the top of your last face up and give something -2 during this turn. It's got a trigger that says discard 1 and play it as well. So she's a 4/5. It's pretty good. You get, you know, if you hit a trigger, you can play it and then you get to draw the card back when you play it from the leader effect, and then you can -2 on something. So kind of gives a bit of, like it, you know, reduces the power of some of your opponent's characters when they're trying to attack you. So that's pretty good. Got the starter deck 17 Boa, naturally pairs really well with the leader effect. So that's good. I know, you know, if people already have the Doffy, or if people already played Doffy previously, you'd have these, so that's fine. Sengoku, just a 7 Warlord Searcher from OP7, worth having if we're going to be playing some 7 Warlords cards and a lot of these Boas because they're all 7 Warlords. So that's good. We've got Kuma, obviously it's a really good searchable heal card, something that we want to have. We've got the Teach. I've got the Teach here just because A, he's 7 Warlord searchable, but B, it lets you stack your deck with a card, which, you know, you're gonna potentially be able to draw back with the leader effect, or if you've got something to heal with, you can heal that card onto your life with a Kuma or something. So pretty cool. I don't know if he's actually that good. He does give Rested onto your leader though, so it could be worth you know, having a couple copies of him, but just something that you could have in case that we do end up playing it. I've got this Hiyori here. She's a 4-cost, 0 attack, 1k counter blocker. It says on KO you can trash a card from your hand, and if your leader's multicolored, heal a life, which is pretty decent. It's not going to proc your leader effect to make them take a life because it's not Kuja Pirates or anything, but it's a blocker that heals you, which is pretty neat. And yeah, if you block with it, then yeah, you get a heal as well as that block, so not bad. As for Gecko Moria, being yellow, it does share a couple of cards with the Boa deck because he is 7 Warlords, so you are able to play Kuma and stuff. We've got a new 9-cost secret rare Boa, which is essentially the Big Mum effect. It says on play, if your leader is 7 Warlords, you heal a life, and then your opponent adds their top card from their life to their hand. So Gecko Moria and Boa can both play it because they're both yellow. So definitely something to consider for him. But just for cards to pick up, you know, before OP14, you can't go wrong with the existing Thriller Bark engine. Some of the cards are pretty bad though, so I'd probably just look at some of the ones that we've received recently. Absalom's the removal one, so I would consider getting some. So I'd consider getting some copies of Absalom if you don't already have them, because you know you might have to be removing some stuff in the deck, and it's something that you can revive back if you pair it with an event or something to reduce cost to KO something. The Gecko Moria from PRB is an obvious pickup, really good, and your leader is Thriller Bark, of course, so yeah, you get to use this one. The Perona, this one is from OP10. It's actually common, and this is just the best selection printing. This one's alright. You can place 2 Thriller Bark type cards on the bottom of your deck from your trash, and then give something other than Perona plus 2k for the turn. So just a sort of passive boost to one of your things on your field. And you know, we see that the leader effect boosts all your characters too, so you can actually get some of your characters pretty big with this Perona and the leader effect, which is not too bad. So something to consider, something good to revive off one of your plays, you know, your new 8-cost Gecko Moria, the yellow one that we can see, or the 6/7 Gecko that you can see here from PRB as well. Can obviously use Kuma, as I said earlier, but also a nice card to kind of have, even though it's just a common, is Inupe. I think this one has one of the better effects that proc on KO and play. It's a draw 2 trash too, so it does fill your trash up, lets you sort of fill it up for effects like Absalom and Gecko and Perona, as you can see here, and then lets you filter for the cards that you actually need to see on your curve. So worth having that. And again, if you play it out, draw 2, pitch 2, KO it straight away, draw 2, pitch 2, so it does fill the trash pretty quickly, which is pretty nice. Let's move on. I've got Jinbe here. Jinbe, we definitely need a lot more support for Jinbe to make sense of what he does. We're gradually seeing more and more come through, which is good. But the existing 7 Warlords package doesn't really synchronize with what he is trying to do. Although he's technically a mono blue leader, he can use all of the, you know, cards that you can think of right now, Red Rock, Gravity Blade, all of those really cool cards. He actually has access to Perfume Femur, as you can see here. We just need a bit more of an established engine and game plan for Jinbe before we start committing to what we're putting in the deck. But I've got some pretty decent options here, I think. I've got this Jinbe from PRB, which is a top 5 search, and then it bot decks a 1 on attack. I think this is just a generic good search card that you should own if you haven't picked up your copies from PRB. Comes in rare, of course. This Newgate from OP13, it's a 10-cost unit with 12k. I like it because, yeah, it's a big cost, but you're giving 2 Rested Don to a character and a leader, and you're drawing 2 and pitching 1. So you get 4 of those Don you're paying for the cost onto your character and leader. And then with the draw 2 trash one, you're replacing the Newgate in your hand. And of course, with your leader effect, you're able to distribute more Don by trashing more cards from your hand. So it's actually pretty efficient if you think about it. And you develop this massive 10-12 blocker, which is very, very good. Femur is obviously really good because you're Warlords, and you're naturally going to always have a target for this in your leader. But there's definitely going to be other big units like this 8-cost Jinbe that just was revealed recently. That's going to be a really good one. Gets rush and everything. yeah, you know, you've got your Sengoku, which searches out your warlords, and then you've got Marco, which is just a really good 4/6 blocker, draws 2 cards, replaces that hand size as well, something to play on 4 as well, which is not bad. And then I've just got Sables here. I think Sables was the one I picked out of all of the blue events, aside from Red Rock and Grab Blade and all of that. It's because it's a 4 cost, and then it bounces a 7. So if you're going for game, being able to bounce something with quite a, like the 7 cost is a pretty big threshold, and then you're easily able to put the Dom back onto your leader or character just by trashing some cards. So I think it's pretty decent. You get the value back off the rested Don, so could be something to, you know, have a couple copies of and see. But yeah, that's the cards I've sort of put here for now. If you think of anything else, let me know. But yeah, moving on, we have Doffy. So we're getting more and more cards for Doffy as well. We've got a 10 cost Doffy that was revealed, which is really good for the deck. But just looking at some pickups that you can look at getting now in preparation for Doffy. Getting the Sugar Searcher from OP10 is pretty important. I think that deck will play 4 of it. It's just a rare, doesn't have an alt art at the moment, so definitely look through your bulk and pick up 4 copies of the Sugar. The Doffy and the Resonante from OP10 as well. These come in super. Definitely would have these because it seems like just a really good play to be doing in the deck. And I think, yeah, just you get good value from restanding the Don and being able to ramp your Don back with the cost Doffy, which is good. And then we've got Mr. 2 Bon Clay Bentham. I think he's just a staple ramp card on 4. Can't go wrong with Bon Clay. So he got reprinted in PRB, so if you can, you know, they're a bit more affordable, I'd suggest picking up some. All right, next is Croc. As you can see, I only have 2 cards here for Croc because I think people can agree this leader is really confusing at the moment. There's not much really to go off. We don't have a top end card for him yet, and his effect's not really making sense. So I guess cards that interact with cost and interact with 0 cost, there's not a whole lot of them, unless you're KOing something. This Hawkeye Patchwork it gives something -3, and then it makes it so a 0 cost can't be set as active next turn. So for 1 Don, you can combo it with, you know, your leader effect even, and give something the full 10 cost minus, and then it can't be restood next turn, which could be okay. I don't think this is the way to go with the deck. So, I mean, this card's a rare, so I mean, grab a couple copies. They're probably not that expensive. Just have it in case it is a card that you need to play in this deck. And then Isho. Isho is the only one that... Isho is one of the black top ends that doesn't inherently KO something. It makes some trash cards, which is pretty good on play, so it can, you know, provide a bit of hand scam. And then with a Don on it, it makes everything -3, so it could help with some effects that we don't know about, or something that, you know, the deck is trying to achieve in the future. But it's the only top end that I thought made sense with what Croc is trying to do, even though we don't know what Croc is trying to do. Everything else just KOs, it's like Jack, Kuzan, and all of these other cards, like they're just all KO, so it's like you can't use them. So that's Croc. Moving on to Law. Law, we're getting more support revealed for him, but based on the existing card pool for Law, we've got, you know, Kid Killer's probably one of the best ones. This card's obviously very, very strong, and if you're able to swap the attack of something bigger that we might get down the track with this could become a massive swing for 4, which is really good. This Law from PRB, very strong card. I think it's worth owning some copies of it because you can't go wrong. Searchable by Heart Pirates, Punk Hazard, Warlords. It's everything you kind of want there. Yeah, I think you can't go wrong picking up some of these. Zorro Rush, he's the obvious pick too. He's Supernova, but the problem is that he is OP1, so he's going to rotate out fairly soon. By the time this leader comes out, you probably get a couple months with him before he rotates out. We get rotation in April, so I wouldn't base your entire game plan around these earlier cards unless we get new information that keeps him in the game. He's obviously good. You can play him for 3, comes in, swings for 5. If he's the smaller unit and you've already swung with something bigger, you can play him for 3 and then swap the attack of it, so he can then rush for whatever the size unit that you had before, like 9k or 8k, whatever. So that could be pretty good. But yeah, as I said, I wouldn't bank on him sticking around just because he could get rotated out. A couple of events that I have down here. You're obviously mono red, so you can play all your faves like Red Hawk and Divine Departure and, you know, those generic kind of events. But I was just looking at ones that I think would be pretty decent for this deck. Mulgun's obviously a banger. It's been probably a staple in a lot of these aggro red decks for a while since it came out. Worth picking up your Mulguns because, again, it's a block 3 card, so it's going to be around for quite a while, and its effect is just so good. So Mulgun there, and then this Gum Dawn Whip, which comes out of ST21. Weird that it has block number 1 on it, even though it came out of the same structure deck as Mulgun. But anyway, the Dawn Whip is a 2-cost main. It says up to one of your leaders or characters gains 1000 power during this turn, and then one of your opponent's characters with 4k or less can't activate blocker. And it's also got a trigger that says you can KO one of your opponent's characters with 4k or less. So the intention behind this card is you do the swap, whatever, give something a bigger attack, and then you can boost it by another 1000 and then give it unblockable. So there's obviously Jinbe and some cards that give unblockable to some characters, or that are unblockable, like the 5-cost 6k Luffy, but they're kind of locked to Straw Hat, or they're a specific character that has that effect. So this card can just give, provide an unblockable swing in certain situations. Obviously, you know, it requires the power to be 4k or less, but we're seeing some support come through that is reducing the power of some of your opponent's units. And being red, the mechanic is attack reduction, so you may even be able to get within that threshold to turn off a blocker, which could be quite potent down the track. If you pair that with a Kid Killer that's swapped with a unit that's 8,000 or 9,000 power, I mean, we might get something down the track. I don't know how big it will get, but you know, you could even swap with this lore. Swap with the lore, gain an extra 2, activate this, you know, give it an extra 1,000, give something unblockable, you know, make it so they can't block with the 4k unit, little weenie blocker or something, and then you swing in. If they've got 2 or less life, then it gains another 2k, so you can see where this is going. It's pretty good. You can even pair it with the Mulgun, even give something -5, KO something else, and then you can make that thing unblockable if it's, you know, within that threshold. So yeah, look, that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching the video. There's obviously going to be 1,000,001 other cards that you could consider for these decks, and the more and more support we get, the more and more it will make sense for these leaders. But yeah, just again want to kind of say that, you know, a lot of these cards were displayed as alt arts. There's obviously reprints and lower rarities of these cards. Please don't feel like you have to go and pick up the alt arts or anything. If you do see the alt arts cheaply and, you know, you think you might want to play them in the OP14 decks, by all means you can try and pick them up. I know I'll be looking for a couple of these alt arts, you know, looking forward to some of these other decks coming out, so we'll see. But I know some of these cards are insanely expensive, such as this SP Face Boa. I think it's like 500 or something US or something on TCG Player at the moment. I don't know, it's crazy. And even some of these cards have spiked up in price, so please beware. And where it's just, you know, too expensive or it doesn't make sense, just pick up the base rarity. It should be quite affordable. Some of these cards haven't spiked too much. Maybe some of the PRB stuff will still be somewhat, you know, expensive, but it's just because it's a set that came out recently. So, but look, thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any suggestions or anything that you would want to see in the future, please let me know. Please like and subscribe to the video, really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.